Hey, what's up, YouTube? I'm sitting here at work. For those of you who probably haven't figured this out already or don't know, I work at a motorcycle school, in Brooklyn, New York. I have use of the range here. I get to practice a lot. I get to use a lot of different bikes, meet a lot of different people, teach a lot of different people how to ride motorcycles all day. It's a great job. As you know, if you're on my channel already, you know that I've recently acquired a Goldwing in February, end of February. You know why I have the Goldwing. You know that I've been using it every day, and I just want to talk a little bit about the certain things that I've grown to love about this motorcycle. I haven't felt so content and pleased with one of my purchases in quite some time. I can't honestly remember the last thing I bought that has left me smiling so often, left me content and pleased. You know, every aspect of this bike has been meticulously overseen and researched and developed to the point where subtle changes, if any, do almost nothing to how amazing this motorcycle is. And let's just begin with the front wheel, for example. A lot of guys look at this front wheel and it seems pretty normal, but I'm going to start off by saying these guys have been thinking. I've had a lot of trouble cleaning my front wheels on my past motorcycles, and I'll tell you right now, Honda has something going on for them because they decided to do something serious with their wheels. They clear coated them. How smart is that? How easy is that for me to make sure that my wheels are clean? Super easy. Also, many of you guys know suspension's not that great. Throwing on a fork brace from Kurakin is going to definitely help out with those suspension issues, making your ride a little bit less rigid, not feeling so many of those jarring bumps up in the handlebars as much. Brake pads are also something that are very, very, very easily changeable, which I love. It's just a couple of bolts. Actually, one bolt and the brake pads slide out from either end, making changing your brake pads on the Goldwing, at least for the front wheel, really fast. How much do I love this engine? This engine is amazing, okay? I put the stickers anyway, but you already know. It's a 1.8 liter V6 flatline engine. This thing has so much power. It is almost ridiculous how much ample power I have at any given gear, except overdrive, of course. Sean from SRK Cycles has talked before how, a lot of people complain that the Goldwing does not have 6 gears. Guys, if your motorcycle is geared for 4 gears or 5 gears, it is going to go the speed it needs to go at the gear that it's in, okay? Think of the Boss Haas motorcycle. That motorcycle goes over 100 miles an hour and it only has 1 gear, okay? So in second gear on the Goldwing, if you open it all the way up to the rev limiter and you're getting about 6,000 RPMs, you're already achieving, 50, 60 miles an hour and you're only going in second gear. How much more do you want from third or fourth gear, guys, really? Let's talk about the transmission as well. It's a little clunky, it's a little loud, but it is very smooth, very, very tactile feel, very loud when you're shifting through the gears. Keeping the revs up on the motorcycle make the gear shifting a lot smoother. Guys, I love this center stand. Why don't all my motorcycles that are big, or even all motorcycles, come with a service stand or center stand? How awesome is it that I can decide to rotate this rear wheel right now, get to my valve to refill my air, and not have to move the motorcycle? Also, if there was an issue, it is so much easier for me to be able to handle that knowing that the motorcycle is securely held up on its own. Okay, I have no fear of the motorcycle rolling forward down off the side stand, crushing me as I'm working on the bike. Okay, the side stand also works awesome like a dyno. You can get on the bike, start shifting gears going really fast. The rear wheels sitting off the ground is perfect. Love the fact that I can get to my battery so easily on this motorcycle. All my fuses and battery connections right there behind the side panel right there. I don't have to deal with the annoyance of taking off my seat to get to the battery. That is one of the most annoying things I have to say, guys, of owning a motorcycle. If you've ever had a dead battery on a bike, getting to the battery to jump a motorcycle can be either one of the most satisfying and easy or the most annoying things in the world ever to do. Lights on this bike are great, guys. I've never had any problems with blind spots. Honda knows what they're doing. They make these lights illuminate the road. You guys also know that I've already installed the Pathfinder switchback LEDs. I didn't realize what a difference this made until I started using them at night, and when I turned on my turn signals and my switchbacks went back to LED white bright lights, I noticed an increasingly bright spot of light to either my right or left side, depending on which one I decided to use. I've kind of only added upgrades on this bike that are for practical functionality rather than aesthetic looks. You guys already know that I went ahead and switched out the halogen bulbs for LEDs because halogen's really old technology. Switched out the halogen bulbs and the turn signals, made them switch back sequentials, went ahead and added the fog lights, right guys? I thought these were the biggest gimmick in the world. Everybody sees these wings on my bike and they are like, what the hell is that, D-Mac? What are you doing with those? These things are a godsend. In March, when it was still cold, those things were stopping all of the freezing cold air from sucking the life out of my hands over these heated grips. Had I not had these Baker wings installed, these grips would not feel as toasty and as warm as I want them to be. And same thing goes in the summertime. Now I'm frying my butt off in the heat, 80-something degrees today, and I am completely redirecting all of that wind using these Baker wings. Right inside the wind goes and is completely redirected right up into me and my passenger. Probably eventually going to invest in the lower set of Baker wings, but I haven't done that so far. So you guys know I did the LED lights. I did the Baker wings. I also did the Muth mirrors, the turn signal mirrors here for the Goldwing. It's also an excellent upgrade, allowing the drivers to either your left or right side being flashed with a light in their face indicating you're turning or changing lanes. I think that's very important. Also, a lot of you guys were in favor of these Kurakin knee pads to stop the paint scuffing on the side of the bike, so I went ahead and bought that. Although I'm not a fan of chrome parts, I got kind of over owning chrome parts and chroming out my bike because it's really a lot to clean. I'd rather have black plastic or something like that just to wipe down really quickly, but I do like those knee pads. I opted for the gloss or black version of the Kurakin cup holder to replace my glove box holder. I love the drink holder, holds my vape. When I'm vaping on the bike, I love to put my vape in there, have my drink in there. I got my phone on here. As you guys know, I put the law-abiding biker phone mount on there. You guys know I did this spoiler on the back of the bike. One of the best things I've probably done for my visibility on the back of the bike. I swear to God, guys, I press that rear brake pedal or front brake pedal when I'm stopping, and the cars behind me are literally painted red with my LEDs. I love it. I know they're at least seeing me. Not sure if you guys know, the helmet that I choose to ride with is a Shoei RF1200. It's a pretty good helmet. Have the Senna 10S on there. It's a great communications device for me and my wife to talk while she's riding, while I'm riding. Haven't really done any more upgrades to this bike, guys. I did the LEDs, I did the exhaust. I did some knee pads. I also put some saddlebag protectors, and it was pretty good because 2 days after I put these on, I was in a parking lot and some guy with a BMW backed right into my motorcycle right here. And when he got out of his car, he was sorry. And I said, you know, actually, you would be really sorry if, oh, and he did actually get my bike more. Son of a bitch. See, I just saw this now. That's gonna piss me off. So he did hit it more than that. See, I didn't notice that when the guy hit my bike in the parking lot, but there's a fuck up in the paint right there. That's gonna piss me off. But he would have left 2 marks had I not had this. So I'm either gonna wax the shit out of this and forget it ever happened, or actually what I just remembered is I can buy this little piece for $20-something because I already backed this side of the bike up into a mailbox a few months ago, and I was able to pull that panel off and replace it for about $30. So I'm actually not too concerned right now about the fact that the guy struck my bike. That's another great thing I love about this Goldwing, guys. You know, you scratch a part, you scratch a piece, you chip something. This stuff is all composite plastic. It can all be bought really cheap. Cheapcycleparts.com. You go in, you punch the part number, you open the trunk, you take a few screws out, this thing pops out, you replace it with a brand new one. You're not paying a body shop to come and fix your bike. There's no need for all that, okay? I'm so content, happy with the purchase of this bike. I want you guys to consider a Goldwing if you're looking for a touring bike. Even if you think it's so big, you're like looking at this bike right now and you're like, D-Mac, there's no way I'm gonna get on this Goldwing right now and ride this thing. Are you like kidding me? It's like, it's too big. It's ridiculous. I want you to test ride. If you ever get your chance to get your dirty little hands on one, take it around, take a ride. It looks big. Yes, it is big, but once it's moving, guys, it's just like any other motorcycle, okay? It's gonna hold its weight. It's very nimble. The weight is very low center of gravity. The bike handles way better than it looks. It feels just as good as it looks. With that being said, guys, it's my 5-month in review. I just felt like going live, talking about the bike just a little bit. I'm about to take this motorcycle down south, 12 hours on a trip on Saturday. It's gonna put about 2,000 or 3,000 miles on the bike. After another 5 to 7 months, I'm gonna do my year in review, and I can guarantee you, I'm not gonna make a video and tell you the bike stranded me, the bike left me somewhere, the bike has problems. I'm not gonna be saying that. It always starts. Never walked up to this motorcycle and questioned myself as to, am I getting home or not tonight? Never. All right, guys, ride safe, ride hard.